And now for our next news special report.
Tonight we dive into a whirlwind of political defiance and determination. In the center of this storm is former President Donald Trump, a man facing an unprecedented onslaught of legal challenges and political attacks. But Trump isn't just weathering the storm, he's firing back with the force of a hurricane. He's calling out what he sees as a disinformation campaign against him, levying serious accusations against the Biden administration and igniting a rallying cry to make America great again. This is not just another news report. This is a story of a political titan clashing with a system he says is rigged against him. It's a tale of resilience, determination, and the fight for the soul of our republic. You don't want to miss a single moment of this report, especially the final thought that brings it all home. So stay with us. Now, before we dive into our special report, a quick note about the top-notch news we bring you every day. It's all thanks to our fantastic sponsors like Tipsy, Tabby Publishing. Picture this. You're in the thick of a political battle, strategizing and fighting for victory. Well, that's the kind of intensity you'll find in their role-playing game books. Tipsy Tabby offers Pathfinder series like Winning Warrior and Masterminding Magic, and for Dungeon and Dragon enthusiasts, they have Next Level Toxicology and more. So check them out at drivethrurpg.com or tipsytabbypublishing.com for a world of enhanced tabletop adventure. Now let's get back to our report on Trump's unyielding stance in the political arena. Now, the political climate is certainly charged with tension and uncertainty, and former President Trump has once again seized the national spotlight. His recent series of video posts on Truth Social have sparked a firestorm of reaction as he vehemently defends himself against a myriad of accusations and legal challenges. Here's the first.
The Democrats' disinformation machine is hard at work trying to sell the American public that President Donald J. Trump is a threat to democracy. That reminds me of what they did with Russia, the same stuff, disinformation and misinformation. No, the only threat to democracy is the incompetence and ineptitude of crooked Joe Biden. He's a very crooked individual. He's a horrible president, the worst president we've ever had. We are in a failing nation, thanks to him. We are living in a failing nation. We're going to turn it around. We're going to make America great again. Thank you.
In the videos, he blasts the current administration led by President Joe Biden as the root of a failing nation. He spares no punches, labeling Biden as the worst president in U.S. history, a sentiment echoed by many. Now, this is more than just a criticism of policy differences. It's a full-throated condemnation of the direction in which he believes the country is headed under Biden's leadership. And his words are not just empty rhetoric. They reflect a deep-seated concern shared by millions of Americans who feel disenfranchised and ignored by the current political establishment. His call to make America great again resonates with those who yearn for a return to what they see as better days, days when they believe America was respected on the world stage and prospered at home. The former president also touches on the legal battles he faces, framing them as politically motivated attacks designed to derail his presidential campaign. He likens the situation to a banana republic, a term used to describe a politically unstable country with a corrupt government. In Trump's view, these legal challenges are not just an attack on him, but on the very principles of fairness and democracy. Watch.
Look, it is what it is. But isn't it unfair that I can be running such a great and successful campaign for president, beating everybody, leading in every poll against a corrupt and incompetent president, working so hard in a historic fight to save our nation, and I have to go through the additional burden of, at the same time, fighting my political opponents, many DOJ, Attorney General, and District Attorney-inspired non-meritorious lawsuits against me. This is a barrage like nothing has ever happened in this country. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. It's a third world country. It's a banana republic. Joe Biden and the thugs that surround him should never be allowed to get away with this evil act of election interference, which is all it is. He can't campaign. He can't put two sentences together. And all they're doing is trying to interfere in the election. Even today's Wall Street Journal editorial stated that, quote, as we warned Mr. Smith, that's deranged Jack Smith, and AG Merrick Garland indicting Mr. Trump would thrust him into the middle of an election campaign. This and all of these lawsuits would have unintentional and perhaps damaging consequences, the wiser decision would have been to let the voters decide. That's been the way it's been for many, many decades. With all they're doing, this election is already on its way to being another rigged election, and we don't want that to happen.
The sentiment is bolstered by the Colorado Supreme Court decision to remove Trump from the ballot, a move that's raised eyebrows and sparked debate about the impartiality of the justice system. Trump supporters view this as yet another example of the establishment trying to silence their voice and subvert the democratic process. Garrett Ventry, commenting on the situation, highlights the broader implications of such actions. He argues that these attempts to legally challenge Trump have historically coincided with his rise in polls, suggesting a pattern of political maneuvering aimed at curbing his influence. Now, this perspective paints a picture of a political landscape fraught with partisan and legal entanglements. Watch.
We'll start with you. You know, you take a look at this map here. This is not just a Colorado issue. I mean, you've got about a dozen other states that are considering this. You know, what's the political fallout from this, either in the Republican Party and then the larger issue in a general election?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. You're right. I mean, there's a number of other states that are looking at this. This isn't just an isolated incident here. Legally, I think it's very interesting here because Donald Trump is not in any of the indictments, the four indictments, has not been charged with inciting insurrection. He was actually cleared of that charge in the second impeachment. The Senate acquitted him on that. So that's number one. Number two, I think it's interesting that, you know, if you look at the 14th Amendment, Section 3, it's talking about Confederate soldiers who were essentially, you know, betrayed the United States and committed treason, barring them from office. I think it's a laughable comparison. Politically here, you would think Democrats learned their lesson here. They've indicted him 4 times. Every time he's went up in the polls. And we're not just talking about in the primary where he's up, you know, 50 or 60 points in recent Fox News polling. We're talking about the general election. He's up 5 in a recent Fox News poll against Joe Biden. He's up 4 in a recent CNBC poll. Same thing in New York Times. He's up 2 points. He's also chipping away at Joe Biden's coalition, whether it's Hispanic voters, he's winning with them for the first time. Young voters, he's winning with them for the first time as well. And even African-American voters, it's historic for a Republican candidate to be polling in modern history 20% of the vote there.
Trump's ability to maintain a strong support base and even gain in popularity in certain polls is a testament to his enduring influence in American politics. Despite facing significant obstacles, he's managed to keep a substantial segment of the American populace rallied behind him. His firm belief in his administration's policies and vision for the nation, coupled with his determination to make America great again, continues to resonate with many Americans. Now, this is not just a story about Trump's political battles. It's a reflection of the deeply divided state of our nation. The issues at stake go beyond one man or one presidency. They touch on the very core of what it means to be American, the values we hold dear, and the direction we want to take our country. Trump's stance against what he sees as a rigged system is not just about him fighting for his political life. It's about challenging a status quo that many feel don't represent their interests or values. It's a battle for the heart and soul of America, a fight to preserve what many believe to be the foundational principles of our republic. The drama unfolding around Trump's campaign and the legal challenges he's facing is more than political theater. It's a manifestation of the ongoing struggle between different visions of America. On one side, there's a call for a return to traditional values and policies that many believe made America great. On the other, there's a push for a progressive change and a rejection of what some view as outdated or harmful ideologies. And Trump's rallying cry to make America great again is not just a slogan, it's a call to action. It's a call to those who feel left behind by the current political and economic system, to those who yearn for a return to a golden age of American greatness. It's a call that's been heard by millions and has become a defining mantra of a significant segment of the American populace. As we watch this political saga unfold, it's essential to remember the real stakes involved. This is not about one man's political ambitions or legal woes. It's about the future direction of our nation, the values we embrace, and the kind of country that we want to be. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. Now, as we close tonight's report, let's reflect on the importance of what we've discussed. Donald Trump, a figure who's dominated the American political landscape like few others, stands not just as a former president, but as a symbol of a movement that yearns for a return to a time of American greatness. His unyielding stance and assertive rhetoric in the face of daunting challenges underscores the resilience and commitment that resonate deeply with millions. Trump's call to make America great again, it's more than a campaign slogan. It's a vision of America that many feel compelling and necessary. As we look ahead to 2024, the importance of casting our votes becomes ever clearer. It's not just a choice between candidates, it's a decision about the direction of our country. For those who believe in Trump's vision, the path forward is clear. It's a call to action, a call to bring about the change that they wish to see, a call to vote for a future they believe in. So let's embrace this opportunity and actively participate in shaping the destiny of our great nation, our republic. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.